Hi, Janvi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. Mhm. So we have two more sessions. Hello. Hi, Yogang.
Good morning. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Manjar. Host key. Hi, Manpreet.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Why do you always sound so sad?
वैसे ही होगी बोलते बोलते.
You have to work on that.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am.
Wow, good evening, तान्या. देखो मनप्रीत तान्या कैसे बोलती है. Good evening.
ठीक
वो
हो
मेरी
आप?
छोटी बोलती है.
Yes, yes, thank you. क्या मनप्रीत?
वो मेरे साथ भी ऐसे ही बोलती है।
हाँ, so we have to be enthusiastic, energetic, positive. यही सब होता है.
Mom, I am very positive.
Yes, I can see that, Tanya. I will need Pooja for the session because I don't have host privileges. I'm not the host. Pum, pum, pum. Let me just text her, okay? I'm going to tell her that I need hosting privileges. Excuse me. और बताओ guys, did you see my channel? Did you do any practice?
मैम आपका नेक्स्ट सेशन 1 वीक का है सिर्फ?
Which one?
एसेंट वाला जो मंडे से है।
नहीं, 2 weeks का है. So Monday to Friday for 2 weeks.
ओके मैम।
मैंने रिज्यूम बनाया
हाँ?
मैंने रिज्यूम बनाया एटीएस फ्रेंडली
ओ, बना लिया रेज्यूमे.
यस मैम।
रेज्यूमे हो गया और क्वेश्चंस भी नोट डाउन कर लिए जो पूछने हैं आज
Oh. Okay, good. All right, I've just messaged Pooja, but I think she should be joining us soon. Okay, guys. Let's turn on the cameras. Everyone, let's turn on the cameras. Guys, can you think of a topic that you want me to cover on my YouTube channel? Like last time, Pooja was saying that she wanted a video on corporate grooming, like just corporate makeup. I'm thinking I can do something like that, but anything else that you guys can think of?
related to styling
What styling?
um when we go for an interview that kind of styling
Oh,
in
that
different manner
that I have already posted. So if you go to my interview series, there's one whole video on attire and accessories and how you need to look, everything. I've posted it there, which is why I was telling you that if you check my channel, it'll work as a refresher for these sessions that so you can kind of revise the sessions if you check the videos there. Oh, Manjar, making notes? क्या बात है? Are you making notes?
नो मैम, नोट्स नहीं बना रहा हूँ, मतलब कॉपी रखा है, जब कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट होगा तो लिख लूंगा।
Oh, wow. And have you noted down any interview questions that you want to ask?
यस मैम, एक क्वेश्चन है।
Acha, wow. Okay, we'll discuss it. Today we'll start discussing the questions. Um, I just need to show the presentation. I need.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम।
Yes.
मैम क्या आप एक बार इंट्रोडक्शन बता सकते हो और एक प्रोफेशनल समरी?
Professional summary or
और
introduction?
इंट्रोडक्शन। यस मैम।
अगर अच्छा इंट्रोडक्शन तो मुझे आता ही नहीं बताना.
ओह
ओह. अभी करेंगे, इंट्रोडक्शन भी करेंगे.
हमसे ना मंडे को पूछा है तो आप बता देना हमारी बेइज्जती नहीं होनी चाहिए
क्या मंडे को क्या है?
मैम
इंट्रोडक्शन।
मंडे को ना हमारे इंट्रोडक्शन का टेस्ट होना है कि हमें अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन देनी है सो डैट आप एक बार बता दोगे
हाँ हाँ, बताएंगे. एंड ऑल्सो आपका प्रोजेक्ट सबमिशन भी यही है, तो वो तो करना जरूरी है. सो विल कवर दैट.
मैम
हाय पूजा. आई Okay, guys. So I will have the host privileges soon. Ravi, up the way you always keep your camera. Can you put it against something? Can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself, Ravi? Unmute.
Hey, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, Nidhi. I love the modulation of Nidhi and Tanya. I want you guys to talk like this, guys. When you go for interviews, you have to talk like this. You have to sound like this. If you go like, hello sir, hello ma'am, then nobody is going to like you because they'll be like, "ये तो पहले से ही थके हुए हैं, इतने क्या काम करेंगे?" So you have to show enthusiasm, energy, positivity. आरुषि बोल के दिखाएगी अभी.
अब क्या बोलो?
Good evening बोलना था.
Good evening, ma'am.
अरे भाई, मर तो नहीं गए बोलते बोलते, जान तो नहीं निकल
मेरा
गई.
गला खराब है इसीलिए.
अच्छा, गला भी जब खराब होता है तो फिर you have to make the effort. ठीक है, we'll cover this in the introduction. Ravi, can you hear me? Ravi Raj, can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself for a second? Unmute, Ravi. Ravi, mute हटाओ. Finally. Arey bhai, Ravi, thank you so much. After so many sessions, for the first time you have listened to me and you have unmuted yourself. फोन को किसी चीज पे टिका दो, है ना, और थोड़ा सा सीधा ही रखो. आपका कैमरा पता है कैसे होता है? ऐसे होता है आपका कैमरा, ऐसे. तो इसको ऐसे रखो, ठीक है? हाँ, गुड. किसी चीज के अगेंस्ट, और कुछ बोल भी लिया करो कभी, है ना? Okay, guys, Pooja has joined us. Pooja will make me the host, and then we can start the session. And today we start with the interview questions. So you guys should be very excited today. So let's start. Yeah, we'll start with the interview questions today. Let me see. Yay, I have access now. Okay, guys, before I start this, do we have any questions? Anybody who has any questions or anything you want to add? A lot of you are asking me about professional introduction. We'll do that today. Yeah? Okay. Are you able to see this screen, guys? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're starting with the interview questions today. And the first question that we will cover in the interview questions is the introduction question. So this question can be asked in a few different ways. So the interviewer can ask you the dreaded and the most common and the most boring question. Tell me something about yourself. That is the most common interview question that they ask you to introduce yourself. Or they can say, can you walk us through your resume? Now, the walk through the resume generally happens when you have some experience, professional experience. If you don't have experience, maybe they'll just say, tell me something about yourself. Mohit Pandey is saying, ma'am, it's my first class. Will I get the certificate? I'm not sure. Pooja will answer that. Pooja, can you answer that for Mohit?
You can directly message me after the session.
Mohit, you
can
can
find me in announcement groups.
Okay. Mohit, you can contact Pooja for this. I don't really know this because I'm not from the college. If anyone can say to give introduction at least 3 minutes, which point must we have to consider a time to look effective? Has somebody asked you to give introduction for 3 minutes? Continuously for 3 minutes? Who? Who asked you that, Yugank?
Ma'am, my faculty has.
Your faculty, okay. वो खेल रहे थे आपसे, ठीक है. If the faculty is asking you that, they are basically asking you to push you to see if you are able to hold a conversation, if you're able to talk for 3 minutes. So in that case, you can use the art of storytelling. Okay, guys, did we discuss the art of storytelling yet? Have we? No? Acha. So basically, the art of storytelling is when you incorporate some elements of storytelling. So you tell a story or you share examples from your life. For example, Yugank, what are you studying?
MBA.
MBA, okay. So,
Ma'am, at that time, I'm also do that.
sorry?
My personal at that time, I'm also do that. My personal story say that time.
Yeah. You can do that. So guys, if somebody is asking you to give like a very, very detailed introduction and they're saying for 3 minutes you have to talk, then you can start right from the beginning, give a lot of extra details. So you can say that, for example, you can say that I am originally from this place, my father does this, my mother does this, I have these many siblings, I was born in this place, I grew up in this place, then I went to this school, I studied this in school, this was my favorite subject in school. And then you, if you want, you can start incorporating storytelling here. So storytelling basically means talking about something personal like a story. So you can say something like, I was always interested in either being a corporate professional, or I wanted to start a business of my own, so this always fascinated me, so I always knew that I wanted to do my BBA and then my MBA. So in MBA, my favorite subject was this because that was what I was drawn to. So even in school, I knew this. So accordingly, I took admission in BBA, then I took admission in MBA. And like I said, my specialization was so and so. And apart from this, I like doing this. I have certain hobbies. I love learning. I love opportunities to learn new things. Some of my other hobbies are like sports, blah, blah, blah. So you just talk about that in as much detail as you can. Normally, introduction is the shorter, the better. And I will tell you what all you need to include in your introduction. But if somebody is putting you on the spot and saying just keep talking, then just include like all kinds of details about your life. So normally, guys, unlike your school and college, you don't really need to talk about what your parents do in your introduction. So when you're professionally introducing yourself, you don't need to tell them that in my family there is my father, mother, my brother, my sister. My sister goes to college, my father does this. You don't need to tell them all that. So basically, when you go for an interview, think of it this way. All right, think of it from the interviewer's perspective. What your father does, let's say if your father has a government job, does that information help the interviewer? What will they do with that information? Does it help their company? What you have done, your experience, your professional skills, your education is directly helping them because they are hiring you. So you need to have those skills. But what will they do with your father's information? So they will have that in the documents that you submit. In that, they'll ask you everything, and you have to tell them that. Srishti, ये बहाना every time you give me. I am in a very bad network area. Please mark my attendance. Every class you say the same thing. सृष्टि तो कॉपी पेस्ट करती है लगता है लास्ट सेशन से.
मैम मैंने अभी आपको गुड इवनिंग बोला, आपको आवाज ही नहीं आई, और मैं अभी कैमरा ऑन कर रही थी वो भी नहीं हो पाया. फिर
कैमरा ऑन करो. ये कौन भूत है?
मैम लाइट ही नहीं है, बताओ मैं कैसे
अच्छा चलो ठीक है, कर देंगे मार्क. हो गई attendance mark. Okay guys, so this is what I mean. Always when you are giving any information during your interview, or when you're answering a question in an interview, always think from the interviewer's point of view also. I think I have this video also on my YouTube channel, the interviewer's perspective, that when I'm taking an interview, what am I looking at, what kind of answers do I want? Guys, that's a very good video. Actually watch that video, because I am then telling you, in that video I'm telling you that when an interviewer is interviewing somebody, what are some of the skills that we are looking for, what kind of grooming are we looking for, and what kind of answers do we want to hear from you. So that is also like a good video that you can watch. So if you tell me that my mom is a homemaker, yeah, a lot of people say my mom is a housewife or my mom is a homemaker, what do I do with that? I don't care. I mean, I don't need that information. If you say I love dancing, I love singing, I can't use that. So think of that. What do I want to hear? But if you tell me that I'm willing to learn on the job, I love learning new things, then I know, okay, if I teach this guy something, if I upskill them, give them some extra skills, they will be receptive to it and they will like to learn those things. So train yourself to say the things that the interviewer wants to hear, not what you want to say. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the introduction question, guys, can come in 3 ways. One is very simple, that could you introduce yourself? The boring one, tell me something about yourself. And the third one is they can say, walk us through your resume. Now, I want to go to the next slide. Just bear with me for a second, because I'm going to skip this slide for a second and I want to take you to the next slide. Bear with me. Yeah. So first, I want to cover in detail how to answer this question, which is tell me something about yourself. So I will tell you what all to include in your introduction and what not to include in your introduction. So to include, again, reverse chronological order. So tell them what you have done so far in terms of your work experience. Even if it's work experience, talk about the most recent first, and even when it's educational qualification, talk about the highest educational qualification first, then the rest. Unless they are asking for something like Yugang said, that they said no, you have to talk for 3 minutes, then you start with your life story, ye hua, fir ye hua, fir ye hua, then you can do that. Otherwise, everything, whether it's your resume or it's your professional introduction, generally everything is in reverse chronological order always. Okay, so obviously you will start with your name. Now guys, the way you say your name and your designation is very important. Your name is your identity, it's who you are, so you have to take a lot of pride in saying your name. Sometimes, you know, you may feel like my name is not that nice, I don't like my name, or my name is very difficult. Sanskrit, what's your full name? Oh, he'll type again. All right, so can't hear you. The one time he decides to talk, I can't hear him. So for example, some people, like generally down south, we have very, very long and difficult names. So you may feel like, oh, my name is not, I don't really like my name, or my name is very difficult. See, his name is Sanskrit Santana Krishna Kumar. So it's a very long name, right? So you may feel like, oh, you know, they never understand my name, which happens with me a lot, guys. So my name is mispronounced all the time. And when I was younger, which is when all these introductions used to happen. So guys, generally during the first few years of your career is when you'll be constantly asked to introduce yourself. So every time you join a company, there will be an induction, you know, induction activity, then there will be a batch where you'll be trained. So you are constantly asked to introduce yourself over and over again. But as your experience increases, not so much. But I used to take a lot of offense when people used to mispronounce my name, Sarasan, and I used to be very angry that how dare you mispronounce my name. So what you have to do is, when you introduce yourselves, be very clear, slow down and stress on your name. Because what happens is, has this ever happened to you that when you are sitting in a group, if there's a whole group or a whole batch or a whole class, everyone's introducing themselves and you never remember anybody's name? Uska naam kya tha? You don't remember, right? That's because a lot of people rush through their introductions and they rush through their names. Say your name in a way that it creates an impact. So I will say, hi, good morning, my name is Rajni Sarasan. So Rajni Sarasan, like that. You should say like, my name is Yugang Kumar, clear like that. Or that my name is Sanskrit Santana Krishna Kumar. So you say it with pauses, with stress, and you really, really slow down when you're introducing yourself. Do not rush through your name. Your name and your designation should be very clearly pronounced for the other person to absorb. Yeah. So that's the first thing. You start with your name, say it clearly to help the interviewer remember you. Then the next thing that you say is your last designation that you held and the number of years of experience that you hold. So you can say that I have been working for so many years and I have been working. Repeat your name. What do you want me to repeat? The part about introducing yourself? Yeah, okay. So I was saying that when you introduce yourself, make sure that you take time to pronounce your name very clearly so that it registers with the other person. Generally, the problem with people is that say, good morning, my name is Manjarasan. My name is Manjarasan. My name is Raviraj. My name is Tanidwa. They say it like that. That's the problem. So it shows lack of confidence also, and it will never register with the other person what your name was. They'll be like, what did he say? Quickly, you know, like that. So always when you're saying your name, say, good morning. My name is Arushi Jain. My name is Nidhi Agarwal. So pace yourself, say it very clearly. Also say your designation very clearly. So for example, I would say, hi, my name is Rajni Sarasan. I am a corporate trainer and I have an experience of 20 years, out of which I've been training for 15 years. So I will very clearly say everything that I want to say, especially my introduction, because that's my identity. If you rush through your identity, it's a sign that you have no confidence in yourself. Yeah, Nidhi.
Ma'am, as a fresher, we don't have the experience part.
Yeah.
So how would it conclude in that?
That's okay. So then you can say that, hi, good morning. My name is Nidhi Agarwal and I am a fresher. But although I'm a fresher, I have some internship experience and I also have some volunteer experience that I can tell you about. And then you go on and tell them that I interned with so and so company for so many months. And there I was handling so and so responsibilities. I was responsible for managing blah, blah, blah. And I also helped my manager with blah, blah, blah. Apart from this, I was also very active in my college. I was the head of so and so club, and I also helped organize certain events. I would take certain responsibilities when the guests or VIPs would come to our college. I would take care of that, blah, blah, whatever it may be. So you talk about being a fresher, but say, but I do have some work experience as an intern, and let me tell you about it. And then you talk about that. So your internship becomes your last designation, guys. Intern is the last designation. Most of you, when you start your first job, you will be a fresher, but I will highly recommend that you either find an internship, even if it's for 1 month, do some sort of internship for 1 to 3 months or even 6 months. And if you cannot find any internship whatsoever, then find a Chacha Tau Mosa who will give you an internship certificate if they have a business. But it's a good idea to have some internship, because if somebody is very, very fresh and they are starting a job, then the interviewer might think that, okay, this person is very new. Which is not always a bad thing, because sometimes somebody who has no experience can be molded easily. Also, they can be trained easily. So there's a saying, right, that you have to unlearn to learn something new. So that also happens. So there's no problem in being a fresher, but try and talk about internships and volunteer experience. Volunteer experience can also mean voluntary responsibilities that you're taking at your college, and volunteer experience can also mean some charity work that you're doing. If you're helping somebody out, helping an organization, guys, you can also talk about, if your father has a business, then you can always say that I'm a fresher, but my father has a business. It's a family business, and I've been working with him since I was a teenager, so I understand business very well. I understand responsibilities very well, and I've had the opportunity to interact with our clients. I've had the opportunity to look at the finance, and I help my father make some decisions in his business. If anybody in your business, and it doesn't have to be your father, if you have Chacha Tao, whoever who has a business, then say I work with him. Yeah. So no matter what it is, let's say he has a Parchun ki dukaan, you say he has a store that I manage, something like that. You can always say that I manage the inventory for my uncle's store, which is like sabun वगैरह जो लगाते हैं, उसको बोल देंगे कि I was managing inventory. So you can always do that. So always talk about, later on when you have more experience, you talk about your last designation, and then in reverse chronological order, you talk about the number of years of experience that you have, and what all did you do. Then you talk about relevant work experience. So here, for example, because I am a trainer, even though I will say that I have 20 years of work experience, I will focus more on the 15 years of work experience that I have as a trainer. And then I talk about, remember how I introduced myself? Arushi, you want to ask me something?
Ma'am, can we add like the CR thing also, like we wear the CR in our college? Okay.
What CR?
Ma'am, like the class representative, which we say.
You can say that, but just saying class representative doesn't help. So you will have to say I was the class representative and I was responsible for certain tasks, and talk about those tasks. Yeah. So when I talk about relevant work experience as a trainer, then I talk about, remember how I said I'm an international, so bada chada ke thoda sa, so like I'm an international corporate trainer. I have worked with the top corporates in India. I have worked with Fortune 500 companies, Forbes 100 companies. I have worked with, which is true, guys, I worked with people from different nationalities. Yesterday, I had a session where I had trained Americans and Latin Americans. So and Japanese, so I have worked with different nationalities, and I am a subject matter expert for language and accent. So I talk about my particular role because that's the role that I'm applying for. So apart from talking about general experience, I will also talk about work experience, which is relevant to the position that I'm applying for. So for example, if you have studied, let's say, engineering, and you're applying for an engineer role, then you talk a little bit about that and say that while I'm a fresher, we did have a lot of projects and submissions where we had to submit projects on coding and developing. So I have done that. I have hands-on experience, and if you like, I can show my project to you, something like that. So, and even in MBA, you guys have a project in the end. You can talk about that project and say, while I'm a fresher, I have worked on this project. And in that case, guys, if you have worked on a project like that, please carry your project file with you so that you can show them in real time the proof that you worked on something. All right. So when you share your work experience, like the most relevant one, you will focus on the key responsibilities. So Arushi, when you're talking about being a CR, you will focus on key responsibilities and accomplishments. So what do you have to show for being a CR? And any initiatives that you took, always talk about initiatives, guys. And if you have any documents to prove your initiatives, always carry those documents to show, look, I managed this on my own, I did something extra, and this is the certificate to show for that. And who can tell me what shadowing means? Who can tell me what shadowing means? No? Pooja? Nobody knows. Acha, guess.
Covering up, like,
Yeah, Mohit. Mohit, what was that? Mohit was like, मैं एक word बोलता हूँ बस.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
to follow someone's path?
Yes, Janvi. Did you Google this?
No, I have learned this.
Okay, good. Yeah, it is to follow somebody's path. So guys, shadowing somebody is literally like किसी की परछाई होना, किसी की परछाई होके चलना उसके साथ. And for those of you who don't speak English, being somebody's shadow. So you know how your shadow is always with you, just behind you. So that is like shadowing somebody. So basically, shadow. Have you seen shadow mimics everything that you do? So sometimes when you are doing this, you look at your shadow, that your arm moves with you. So that's what you basically need to do when you are shadowing somebody. So let's say you start shadowing me. All right. So you attend my sessions, you see how I'm talking, how I'm covering the points. That means you're shadowing me. You are learning while I'm doing something. You are with me and you're learning and copying what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Yeah. So shadowing basically means that, oh, yoga. Kya samjhe? Kya samjhe? Hasi aa gayi. So when you're shadowing, let's say your manager, you could be shadowing, for example, your professor at college. You could be shadowing. So Pooja is kind of in a way shadowing, let's say, Gautam. So anybody who holds a position, like a good position, and you want to learn from them, you start shadowing them, and that's how you learn. It's also kind of called on the job training. You're learning with somebody on the job. Yeah. So any shadow experience that you have, talk about that also, guys. Then you talk about your educational qualification. Your most recent and your highest qualification is relevant. Before that, it's not really relevant unless it was something else altogether. For whatever reason, a lot of people study engineering and then they do their MBA, which are two different fields, right? So then you can talk about that. You can say that I have my master's in business administration and my specialization is finance. However, before that, I did my engineering and my specialization was automobile engineering. Then you are basically baiting yourself and giving the interviewer the opportunity to ask, why did you do engineering, and then why did you skip to MBA? Then you have to make sense out of that. You have to give them an answer that is real and makes sense. Yeah. So you talk about your degree, your highest degree, which institution you did it from, and any relevant achievements So you can talk about the project here, or any thesis that you write, any paper that you had to write, you can talk about that here. And do not talk about your grade or percentage or rank if you if it's not good. 50% लाके मत बोलने लग जाना I scored 50%. So if you went to a really, really good institution, a good college, talk about that. You can talk about any distinction that you had, any good ranks or any achievements in that sense. If you were an average student like me, guys, I was very, very average in school, all right? And in college also, I was very average. So this will tell you that you don't have to be a genius in order to do well in life. And today, I'm teaching people, and I teach up to CEO level, but as a student I was always a very, very average student. So it's about the skills that you collect along the way. I literally learned skills when I started working, and that's how I've come where I've come. So yeah, so you can do that. I'm currently doing MBA and attend the interview. How I explain the educational background. So you can say that I am still pursuing my MBA. I am in the final year. However, some of the experience that I've collected while studying is so and so. I have interned. If you have interned, you can talk about that. If you have not interned, then you can say that since I'm still studying and I'm in my final year, I have some volunteer experience and I've taken a lot of initiatives in my college while doing this course, and I can talk about that, and then you just take them through that. Yeah.
Ma'am, if interviewers ask and we don't have enough knowledge about it, so how should we answer that?
Enough knowledge about what?
Like something question here.
Then you'll have to ask me that question. Think about those questions. Okay. So guys, I keep telling you, if there are any interview questions that you want to ask me specifically, just write them down. So Mohit, if they ask you about something specific that you don't know about,
Like I'm related to tech. So if he talk about tech and like I don't know enough, so how should I answer it?
okay, very good question, guys. Very, very good question that Mohit has asked. Mohit is saying that he is from technical background, and let's say the interviewer asks you a technical question that you don't know about. So for example, the interviewer says that, are you aware of about this new technology that has come out? So in the AI field, there's something absolutely new that has been introduced. Can you tell us about that? And you don't know about that. So there are two things that you need to do here. One is share however much you know. So if you don't know about this, at least talk about AI. They talked about AI and they said there is new technology in AI. Do you know about that? So say, while I don't know about this particular technology, I know about AI and how automated, artificial intelligence has really come up, and it is the most booming industry right now. I try to keep up with the updates, but because it's a dynamic industry that is progressing really, really fast, I don't know about this particular technology that you're talking about, but thank you for bringing this up. I will go back and research about it, and hopefully if we meet next time, I can tell you about it. So I'm very open to learning, and I'm also open to accept that I don't know about this particular technology, but I will learn about it and I will come back to you. Okay, Mohit?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yugank is like, answer to अच्छे देती है मैम, चाहे कुछ भी बोलो. Yeah, he always gives me like this expression every time I answer a question. Yes, Yugank, do you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Yugank is like, question क्या पूछा, हमारी smiley काफी है, हैं? ठीक है.
Ma'am, can you give more example related to this question?
You want another example?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I can give you some generic examples also, guys. So there was this one interview. Okay, so Kareena Kapoor was giving some interview. She had gone to some promotional event, and somebody, I don't know if you've seen this interview, guys. Let me know if you've seen this interview. Somebody in the like, they have a paparazzi or like a press, what is it called, like a panel of people from the press, and everyone, ma'am ye bata do, ma'am ye bata do. They ask a lot of questions. So somebody asked,
Paparazzi. Paparazzi.
Paparazzi is more like people who take pictures. Paparazzi is people who follow celebrities and take pictures. This was like a press event with like journalists asking them questions. So this one journalist said, "Ma'am, हमारा भारत की तरफ से मंगलयान गया है मंगल ग्रह में, इसके बारे में आप क्या बोलना चाहोगी?" It's like, what? Speak in English. Ask me in English what you're saying. So I said, "Ma'am, we sent a spaceship to Mars, and what do you have to say about that?" And she's like, I don't know anything about this. So this is something that you absolutely cannot do at an interview, no matter what they ask you. They can ask you about nuclear science, right? They can ask you about technology, they can ask you about something that India. So this is news about India, development for India, right? And scientific development. And she just said, I don't know. So you can never say I don't know, no matter what the interviewer is asking you. They can ask you these random questions about news, they can ask you something about politics, they can ask you about science. So what you do is, again, what I told Mohit, one is that you tell them as much as you know, and then you accept that you don't know this, but you will learn about it. Yeah, so you can say that. So for Karina, I was very surprised because they told her the answer. They said, we have sent a spaceship to Mars, India ने मंगलयान भेजा है, आपको क्या कहना है इस बारे में? And she said, I don't know. She could have just said that, oh wow, that's great, I didn't know this, but thank you for telling me. This is a great achievement for India. You could have at least said that, right? So if I had asked Arushi this, that what do you have to say about the advances that we are making in space technology, and we are sending all these spacecrafts to different planets, moon, all these things, what do you have to say about that? Just say that this is great news for India. I am a proud Indian, and it's amazing that being a developing country, we are able to send spacecrafts to all these different planets and moons, and we are at par with developed countries. There are very few countries who've been able to do that, and the fact that we are one of them is such a great achievement, and I'm really proud of that. So share at least the amount of knowledge that you have, acknowledge the question and say that's great, and then say, but I don't have too many details about that, so thank you for asking me this question. I will go back and read up more about it, and if we meet again, I'll give you a better answer. Thank you so much for the question. Something like that. Okay, Arushi? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys. I love that during the introduction, you're already asking me interview questions. We are still covering introduction, guys. Introduction theek se seekh lo. Please focus on the introduction first, because introduction is like the main thing that you have to cover, right? So one thing that I will tell you is that when you start your introduction, start on a positive note, take a deep breath, and don't take the breath like aise mat kar dena. Just take a deep breath, smile, and say, good morning, my name is Arushi Jain, and I have completed so and so course from so and so university. I'm a fresher, but I have some internship experience. I have assisted my father in his business. His business is blah blah blah, and I was handling these responsibilities there. I was also the CR for my college, and I had different responsibilities there. Talk about those responsibilities. And before I completed this course, I have also studied so and so. I went to so and so school, and I love learning new things. I'm really looking forward to this opportunity so that I can upskill myself and learn a lot here. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, guys. So you talk about your educational background. Any professional courses, if you've done any professional courses, no matter what it may have been, if you did like
certifications?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So any certifications, any professional courses that you've done, if you studied Excel, for example, if you studied Excel, if you studied Dot or Python or whatever, if you took a course on personality development, if you took an IELTS course, whatever you have done, any extra skill that you picked up, any certification that you've done, please talk about that in your introduction. It is relevant. Anything that you learned. All right. Let me talk about a couple more things, guys. When you go for an interview, there are 2-3 things that I really want you to prepare on. Yeah, one is the values and ethics. Read about the company, read about their values and ethics. And the second thing is, once you know the values and ethics, and your JD and KRA, your job description and your responsibilities, values and ethics, JD and KRA. Keep giving all the answers that this is a good fit. I am a good fit for you because I have the skills mentioned in my KRA and I have the values that your company needs. And I'm a good fit for you. You have to keep hammering this in. Yeah, do you understand? So keep including this in your answers. I meet the JD and KRAs and I have the values and ethics and I am a good fit for the company. That's all you need to keep saying. So discuss the important skills related to the job. For example, whatever is written in your JD and KRA. And you can also talk about having technical experience. You can talk about how you are a very positive person. You have problem solving abilities. So whenever there's a problem, you don't panic, you think of solutions, things like that. So you can talk about these skills. Then you can talk about hobbies, to talk about something personal about yourself, however, make it relevant. That's what's important. So if you talk about dancing, singing, it's not really relevant. So you can talk about, for example, you can say, I love creating things. I love building things because I enjoy the process of creating and looking at the result. I love fixing things. I'm a problem solver. I am learning a new language. I'm learning Spanish or French because I love learning new languages. Or you can just lie and say that I shadow my brother because he's working, so I love to sit with him and learn about his experiences, things like that. Yeah, guys, I forgot to turn off the annotations because you guys sometimes misbehave. So let me just ding 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 do that before somebody scribbles on my screen again. Okay, so hobbies, in your hobbies, you basically have to show them that you're either learning something or you have the keenness to learn something. So that is always something that we look for, that somebody who wants to learn and upskill themselves. If you show yourself to be lazy or overconfident that I know everything, I don't need to learn anything new, then that's not really good. Yeah. Then you talk about your values and ethics. When they say, when they say something like, can you introduce yourself or tell us something about yourself? Just talk about your professional and educational qualifications and all of that. But if they say something like, how would you describe yourself? That's a different question, guys. Introduce yourself is a different question. How would you describe yourself is a different question, because in description, when I say describe yourself, I'm asking for adjectives. Do you know what adjectives are? Do you remember adjectives from school, guys? Anybody? Adjectives kya hote? Noun, verb, adjective, remember? Vaishnavi, tell me adjectives. Sorry, Manpreet is giving me the answer. Yeah, Manpreet.
मैम
अपनी विशेषता बताएं।
कि जैसे आई हैव अ गुड पेन, पेन तो है पर वो कैसा है, गुड, so that is a
विशेषता बताने में।
क्या युगांक, say that again?
विशेषता, अपनी विशेषता
विशेषता.
बताना।
Okay, विशेषता बताना. And Manpreet is saying to describe something.
Characteristics हो सकते हैं,
Hmm?
characteristics और qualities हो सकती हैं, characteristics और
Yes.
qualities हो सकती हैं.
Very good, Tanya. Characteristics or qualities. So basically description. So for example, if I say Yugank is a boy. Is he? Yeah, he's a boy. But he's a tall boy. So then I'm using an adjective to describe him. He's a tall boy. Arushi is a naughty girl. So naughty is an adjective. Manpreet is tired. No, tired is not an adjective, but Manpreet is a lazy girl. So lazy becomes an adjective. Yeah. Nidhi is motivated. So then I'm using motivated as an adjective. So whenever somebody is saying describe yourself, then you can use adjectives. Now be careful. Now this is very important. When somebody is asking you to introduce yourself, tell me something about yourself, take us through your resume, something like that, don't use too many adjectives there. Because if you say I am very professional or I am a very good worker, then they can say, how can you say that? We'll decide that. अपने बारे में बड़ाई क्यों कर रहे हो? Why are you praising yourself? They can say something like that. But when they are asking you to describe yourself, then they are asking for it, right? So that's when you use values and ethics to describe yourself. Guys, if somebody says describe yourself, please don't say that I'm beautiful, I am confident. you can say confident, but you have to back it up with something. But use more values and ethics, or use things that are relevant for your job. So if you say I'm hardworking, that's okay. I'm hardworking. I would say I'm confident. I'm very honest. I'm loyal, because these are all values and ethics. So before an interview, please read about values and ethics. I think you may be able to find general values and ethics up to like 25-30 different values and ethics, and every company picks like 5 or 6 or 10 values and ethics from these 25-30 values and ethics, and you can use that. Integrity is a very, very good value. Wanting to learn, curiosity is a very good value. Innovation is a very good value. Being a team worker, team member, team player, that's a very good value. So talk about these things. I'm willing to learn. I'm very integrous. I love working with people. I'm very collaborative. These are good values to talk about. So when they ask you to describe yourself, use values and ethics to describe yourself. Okay. Okay. What not to include, guys? Do we have any questions? Any questions? You can just unmute yourself and ask if you have a question. Okay, now let's talk about what not to include in your introduction. Don't go too much into where you're from. So what I mean by that is that you don't really have to tell them that I am from Jharkhand, but I am from a village that is close to Ranchi. It's like about 10 kilometers from Ranchi. So when you go from Ranchi, you have to take a bus. It takes 5 hours to go to my village, and you know my village. So you don't have to say all that. You can just say I'm from Jharkhand, okay? And then school information also, you don't have to give excessive school information. So you don't have to say that I did my, so for example, in my case, I'll tell you this is what you don't have to do. I'm showing you an example of what not to do, and I'm telling you my experience. I did my schooling from DAV school, but I did my primary schooling from DAV RK Puram. So LKG, UKG I did from RK Puram, but then they don't have secondary school in RK Puram, so then I had to move to Vasant Kunj. So I did my secondary schooling from Vasant Kunj DAV, and then I got, guys, I can't even tell you how much I got in my 10th. Okay, so I got so many this percentage in 10th, and then I got this percentage in 12th, and then I wanted to take admission in college. So I wanted to do English honors, which is true. I wanted to do English honors, so I wanted admission only in a girls college. So then I applied with Gargi and Kamla Nehru College, and I almost got it in Kamla Nehru, but I missed out by, literally guys, I missed out by 0.3%. I missed out on that college, and then I got English honors admission in Motilal Nehru College. Zarur Sanskrit, no. So I got admission in English honors in Motilal Nehru College, which is a part of South Campus. So did you hear, like, just my educational background, just to tell that? And you know, that is not even my highest qualification. I did not do my English honors. I ended up quitting that course. Then I did like simple BA, and then I did my master's in psychology. So it is not even relevant, everything that I talked about. Nobody is interested in what you did in school. It doesn't matter. Do you have your master's or not? Are you a graduate or not? That's what matters, which is why your highest qualification is what matters. You don't have to go into too many details about your school and your gaon and, you know, your personal life that much. Just talk about the basics, and that's enough. Where you're from, where you grew up, and things like that. But what you can talk about, and this is a positive, is how many languages you know. So for example, Sanskrit knows how many languages? In Hindi, English, and Sanskrit. Do you know Sanskrit? No, your name is Sanskrit and you never learned Sanskrit. But your mic isn't working, so you can go back to chatting. I don't know why your mic doesn't work. Illa. Okay. Guys, if you know additional languages, please talk about them. Even if they're regional languages, you can boast about it. Boast about it. Bada chada ke bolo. I speak 4 languages. I speak Hindi, English, Sanskrit, if you know. Then what is your name? It says Sanskrit. He's like, my name is not Sanskrit. Sanskrit M. Why does it say Sanskrit then? Your name shows as Sanskrit. Santana Krishna Kumar. I'll call you SK. Okay. So that's the justification that he's giving, guys. He's saying I did not learn Sanskrit because my name is not Sanskrit. Okay. So Santana Krishna Kumar. I'll call you SK. Okay, guys. If you can speak multiple languages, talk about it. Listen, I speak Hindi, English, Malayalam, and I should speak Telugu because I'm half Telugu, but I don't. My Telugu is so bad, but I will say that in an interview. Chances are nobody will be Telugu there. But in case somebody is Telugu and they're like, oh, elagannaru, and I'll be like, oh, bagannaru, but I only know some words. Okay, then you can always say, I know some words because I didn't really
I
learn
also know
to.
Telugu, man.
Huh?
I also know Telugu, man.
Okay, elagannaru. जवाब ही नहीं दे रहा. Mohit only gives like partial information. He just comes in, says one word, and that's it. Okay, guys. So my point is, I am not fluent in Telugu, but I will still say that I speak some Telugu. I also speak some German, so I will also say that. My German is actually better than my Telugu, so I will talk about that. So any languages that you know, please talk about that. Knowing languages is good to have because it shows that you have an extra skill and you took the time and made the effort to learn something absolutely new. So it's a good thing to talk about. Then irrelevant work experience. This is something that I learned later in my career. So this was a mistake on my part also, that in the beginning, guys, I've only had 2 jobs in my life. I've only had 2 full-time jobs. I started my career with IBM. I worked with them for 6 months and I did not get along with my boss. So I quit my job because I was not getting along with my manager. So one thing that I learned was that you almost never get along with your manager. Okay. So if you look at the statistics, I do this when I train leaders and managers. We look at statistics. I think it's like in 90% or something. It's in the 90s that people quit jobs because of bad managers that they can't get along with. Almost everyone hates their boss. Unless you're very lucky, you will not have a good boss. That's just the truth of life. And you should not quit a job because you don't like your boss. You have to find ways around it and just find a way to get along with your boss. Okay, first is that. Second, I quit that job in 6 months. Then I joined another job. I worked there for 10 months. And there it was not my fault. The company was being taken over by another company. And the work pressure was insane, guys. I can't tell you the work pressure. We could not even take bathroom breaks. So if somebody had to go to the bathroom, the manager would take over and take one call, and I would go to the bathroom and come back and take over. So it became that hectic, and we had to work on weekends and all of that because the work load was a lot, and we just did not. It was unfair, and we were not getting paid extra or anything. So then I got tired of it and I quit the job. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you have short work stints, that is a major detractor for you. This is very important. Listen to this. If you have short work experience, 3 to 6 months, 6 months to 8 months, basically anything under 1 year, try not to mention that in your resume because it is directly proportional to your stability. And companies want slaves. They want you to marry the company. They want you to forever stay with the company. When I started working with IBM, I worked there for 6 months. My best friend is still working there. So he's been working there for 20 years. That's what companies want. They want you to just stay with a company for the rest of your life and retire there. That's what they want. So they want stability. No, Mohit, I'm not from Telangana. My mom was from Andhra, and then she married my father who was from Kerala. So I am a Malayali, but I'm half Telugu. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is that companies value stability. Stability means that you will give your life to the company. They want you to work with a company for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So when they see on your resume that you have worked for a company for 3 months, 6 months, this was always against me. So when I worked my first job, when I went for my second interview, they gave it to me. They were like, what is this? 6 months and you already quit. So I had to lie then and say I wasn't well. Yeah. And then after my second job, I did apply for a couple of jobs, but this always came up, guys. They were like, you're not stable. We can't rely on you. You're not reliable because they say you are skipping jobs. You're changing jobs too often. So never showcase this in your resume. Try not to quit jobs so quickly. And if you do, and if you have like a few months of experience, don't mention it in your resume. Guys, you guys are so funny. Okay, Dinesh. Good. We are fellow Andhrites or something. Good. Okay, guys. Good to know. Anybody from Kerala here? SK, where are you from? You're Kannada?
Tamil
Or
Nadu, ma'am.
Tamil Nadu. Okay. Tamil. I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Okay.
You know some words in Tamil.
They're similar to Malayalam. Illa. Ama. Ama.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the
Finally, I
correct
talking to.
pronunciation of his name?
Sorry?
We can audible now. So, what's the correct pronunciation of the name, Sanskrit?
Very good, Nidhi. Now, yeah, Sanskrit. Introduce yourself. Tell us your name.
Santana Krishna Kumar.
Santana Krishna Kumar. That's not so difficult. Santana is Krishna Kumar. Santana.
So my friends call me SKK.
They call you SK?
Yeah, SKK.
Okay.
I'm its name is too long, so I hate that name.
You hate it?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't
Name
say
too
that.
long, ma'am.
No, you should never hate your name. Your name is your identity. I learned this very late. Guys, I used to hate my name. I'll tell you a little story. I used to hate my name. I used to think Rajni is such an old-fashioned, boring name.
And
I think
Rajini is a Tamil Nadu superstar.
I think somebody's going to ring the bell. Somebody's coming to my house.
Then bye, ma'am.
People used to make so much fun of me in school because of Rajnikant also. Rajnikant is still okay, guys. But there is a gutka called Rajnigandha. Okay, so people used to make so much fun of me in school saying that. But you know what? I learned later on after I grew up that Rajni is the name of Kali Mata. It's one of her names because Rajni means dark and it means dark like the night, which describes Kali Mata. So every name is beautiful, guys. Take pride in your name. Your name is so unique, Santana, because do you know what the name? Have you guys seen that reel? There's a reel these days. Everyone from my generation. So if people have kids from my age group, everyone's kids' names, you know what their names are? Do you know what everyone's name is? Ira, Kyra, Myra, yeah, Zen, Zed, Samaira, Abhi. So these are like my friends, people who I know. So these names have no meaning, and everyone thought, okay, this is a unique name. I am using a fancy, fresh, global name for my kid, and now everyone has the same name. So now we've gone back to. I have a niece named Ira. Oh, sorry, Rihanna. My niece's name is Ahana, which is also like a super, super common name, Ahana. What is Ahana? I don't like that name. It's so like useless. But all the old names with a meaning, like normally we would name people after historical people or gods or, from Mala Devi. Yeah, something like that. So if you have names from Ramayana or Mahabharata or Quran or, the Bible, then it makes sense. It has some meaning. Or some names are descriptive. Oh, Arushi, you can call me mummy then. Yeah. Pooja, yeah. So all these names have meaning. Pooja also has meaning, right? Arushi will now call me mummy every time she sees me. Yeah. So these names have, how should I describe it? What do you mean, Pooja? Unmute yourself.
Someone asked that what is the meaning of your name? Then what should I say? Pooja
Puja, you say it how it is. You say puja means worship. It means devotion, and I think my name describes me really well because I'm very devoted to whatever I do, and I look at everything as worship. So I think of education as worship. I look at my work as worship, and I'm very devoted to everything that I do. You can say that. Why not? Yeah. So never ever be ashamed of your name. Don't be embarrassed of your name, because guys, it affects your self-image and self-worth. If you don't like your name, it
I
will.
just love my name. I just love my name.
Yes, that's
I'm
how.
so proud to my name.
Yeah, you should be. Everyone. I will copy paste it, Pooja is saying. Okay, so you should be proud about your name, guys, because your name is your identity. It's who you are, and it adds to your confidence. It adds to your self-worth. It adds to your value. So be very, very proud of your name, and if possible, know the meaning of your name. So if your name is Santana, you should know what Santana means. And you should also ask your parents that why did you name me this? So my name was very random. When I was born, my chachu, who was not in India, he was living in some other country. My father wrote to him that, oh, we have a baby girl. And my chachu replied saying, name her Rajni. And he had no reason, okay? He had absolutely no reason. But you know what? Like these things I think are so, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's fate, because I am a huge Kali bhakt. I really, really worship Kali Mata, and eventually it came like a full circle. I'm named after Kali Mata. That's one of her names. So I don't know if anybody's heard Aigari Nandini. My name is even in that bhajan, my sister's name. Manpreet, you can call me Didi, and Arushi will call me Mummy. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So let's continue. So what I was telling you was that when you introduce yourself, take a lot of pride in who you are, your name. Slow down, keep your rate of speech and your pace very slow. Be very clear. Take a deep breath and be positive. Modulate well the way Tanya talks, the way Nidhi talks. You have to talk like that. Good morning. My name is Rajni, like that. Not like good morning. My name is Arushi and I hate my life. Yeah, so let's not do that. Be positive, be professional, be enthusiastic. That's what they're looking for. They are looking for enthusiasm. So do it really clearly and with energy and enthusiasm. Okay, let's look at what all we don't have to do. So we talked about irrelevant work experience, and I talked about how don't not to mention short stints because that correlates with stability. Please never talk bad about companies. So I'll give you my example. Yeah, Santana.
The previous
Can you speak a little louder?
you told the previous what you told the previous
I can't hear you.
stability you told the stability that
You want me to repeat about stability?
yes ma'am.
Okay. You first of all, you take your AirPods out and you throw them because you can't hear me and I can't hear you. So what use do they have? I don't know. Everything that I'm talking about, he tells me to repeat it. So about stability, I was saying that if you have short work stints, if you are working somewhere for 3 months, 6 months, basically less than 1 year, and guys, you know what? People are not even happy with 1 year. If you have 1 year's experience somewhere, they'll be like, why did you only work here for 1 year? Why not 2, 3 years? Why not more? So they're never happy. They want you to work for multiple years in a company. So if you have experience of a few months somewhere, first of all, try not to switch companies so quickly. But if you have 3 months, 6 months of experience, try not to include it in your resume, because they will say you don't have stability. If we hire you, you will leave our company also in 3 months, so we will not hire you. So stability is a huge issue when they're hiring somebody. So it's an HR and operational issue, and they will bring it up and they will not hire you. So try not to include that kind of work experience. Also, if you I can't really think of irrelevant work experience, because I think every job that you have teaches you something. for example, if you have some work experience which is very different from this job that you're applying for, and let's say the interviewer says that you don't have relevant work experience, yet this work experience doesn't relate to our work, say no, but I learned a lot of skills at this job. I had a lot of challenges. I learned to overcome those challenges. I picked up a lot of skills. I learned how to be professional there. I learned how to be a team player. So talk about those things. So I don't think that any work experience is irrelevant because you always learn something. Guys, the worst job that I had in my life, that job traumatized me. Okay, it gave me PTSD, it gave me trauma. Even from that job, I learned so much. I can't tell you. I learned, at the worst jobs, you learn the most. So everything is relevant. Now, this point, negative comments, guys, I'll give you my own example. Okay, you are never supposed to say bad things about a company or like an ex-employer, ex-boss. You're never supposed to say that. I'll give you an example. I've gone for an interview. Okay, the interviewer says, why did you quit your last job? I'll say, my manager was very bad. They'll say, how was he bad? And I would say, well, he never appreciated me, which is the truth. He didn't appreciate me. He was a micromanager. He was not supportive. He was not approachable. So then they'll say, yeah, but you will find managers like that throughout your life. Will you keep quitting your jobs? What if here the manager is not supportive? You'll quit this job also. Then what will you say? Yeah. So these are pits that you're digging for yourself. So never talk badly about a company or employers or colleagues, because they will then think, acha, if you leave our company, you'll talk about our company also like this, and you'll talk about our management, our employees, our colleagues like this. So it just sets up a bad image about you, that you're like an unappreciative person, you talk bad about people. So just try to be positive. And like I said, that even at the worst jobs you learn a lot, so focus on that. Good question, others. Do you want this to be your last session? Okay, so I requested Gautam to give us 2 more sessions, and he has very kindly extended 2 more sessions, guys. So the next 2 sessions that we have, Pooja, correct me if I'm wrong, we have the next 2 sessions on the 4th and the 6th, right? Pooja? So guys, today is Saturday. Then we have the next session on Tuesday, and then we have another on Thursday. And we also have the other sessions starting on Monday. If you have signed up for that, then you can attend that also. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we have one project, another training workshop starting on Monday. That will be Monday to Friday. Pooja will tell you the timings, because I always forget. So Monday to Friday, and then Monday to Friday, 2 weeks we have that. We will focus on fluency and pronunciation on that. So grammar and accent. And alongside, we will have just Tuesday and Thursday, we'll continue with this session also.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
that session will be like only on Monday and Friday, or Monday to Friday?
Monday to Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then again 1 more week, 4th and 6th. Timings also, Pooja, for the language and accent one, 8:30 to 9:30. I think it's 8:30 to 9:30. So basically on Monday,
8:30 to 9:30.
Yeah. So on Monday, guys, I will train you from 8:30 to 9:30. On Tuesday, I will start this training at 6:45 till 8:15. Then we'll take a break for 15 minutes, hopefully. And then 8:30 to 9:30, I'll do the other session. हिम्मत है, ताकत है. Yes, okay. बोलना तो मुझे होता है, guys. Okay. So do not talk poorly about ex-companies and ex-employees or employers. Then, okay. Okay, guys. So keep your introduction concise. Avoid excessive details about every job or experience. So just talk about, I worked with this company, this was my designation, and this is how long I worked for there, and these were my responsibilities. That's it. And then you go to another, the next part of your job experience. Not too much. Talk about your hobbies and interests, but only those that are relevant. I've talked about this in detail. Don't read from a script or sound rehearsed. So this is something that I've noticed, guys, in your submissions also. You sound a little bit like, "Good morning, everyone. My name is Rajni and I am a corporate trainer." So don't make it sound like a speech. Use your gestures, use modulation, try to sound as natural as possible. तो चार्ज पे लगा के कर लेना मनप्रीत, ये कैसे सवाल है? हाँ, चार्ज पे लगा लेना फिर, ठीक है? Okay. So while you should practice your introduction, you should practice your answers, focus more on keywords. What are some things that I want to include in my introduction? Work experience, educational qualification, hobbies, internship experience, volunteer experience, values and ethics. Make keywords rather than full sentences. If you read full sentences, "My name is Rajni, I studied from Sunstone University, I did this," then it sounds very scripted, and they will know, guys. They will always know. If you have memorized your answers, they will know. So try to be natural when giving your introduction and your answers. Yes, Dinesh. So on Tuesday, I will take this session for interview from 6:45 to 8:15. And then from 8:30 to 9:30 is also my session. So there'll be 2 sessions. Only on Tuesday and Thursday, there'll be 2 sessions. Other days, there'll be 1 session, 8:30 to 9:30.
Ma'am, actually, we are having another session of Python in Monday and Tuesday.
What time?
Ma'am, 8:30 to
Same,
9:30. So on Monday, we won't be able to attend your session.
Oh no, Pooja.
Actually, that is the last class of that session, so we need to attend that one.
Yeah.
Pooja,
Ma'am,
Pooja,
if
once
we can manage the time, we can attend the class.
you can.
If the time is managed, then we can attend. If the time changes.
Okay. Okay, guys, listen, you can reach out to Pooja after this session. They will try and see if they can adjust the timings for the other class. If not, it's okay. Just miss one class. It's just 1 hour. The first class is generally the introduction anyway, but it's very important. The introduction is important. So I want you to attend my session. Chhod do Python. No, mat chodo. But just talk to Pooja and see what can be done. Hopefully I should be able to see you there. Otherwise, if you completely miss the session, guys, go and see the recording. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, try to speak naturally. Do not memorize the answers. Okay, this is very, very important, guys. While it's okay to be nervous at an interview, I have had people who've been very nervous. Your introduction, Vaishnavi, depends on your experience. So because you are a fresher right now, your introduction can be under 1 minute, and that's okay. And because I have 20 years of experience, if I start talking about my introduction, I still try to keep it within like 1 or 2 minutes, because then I have to make it concise. So generally 1 minute is okay. 1.5, 2 minutes is okay. Yeah, don't make it too long. And don't add unnecessary details just to make it long. Shorter is better. So I was telling you guys that when I take interviews, sometimes the candidates are very, very nervous. Sometimes they are shaking, okay? And they're like, so they're like that. So I have personally, also guys, sometimes you will meet good interviewers and sometimes you'll meet very bad interviewers. So some people enjoy it. If somebody is nervous, they're like, Acha, so they enjoy that, torturing you. I don't like that. So when I see nervous candidates, I ask them, "Are you okay?" And they say, "Yes, ma'am." So I say, "No, go have a glass of water," or I offer water to them. I say, "Have a drink of water, take a deep breath, everything is fine. I will ask you very easy questions, don't worry." So then it calms them down. So nervousness is still okay. Overconfidence is not okay. I hate it when candidates come with overconfidence. Then I'm extra hard on those people. So remember this. Confidence is okay. Nervousness is natural. Overconfidence is not okay. So arrogance and overconfidence will go against you. Be humble. Avoid appearing overly confident or arrogant while discussing your strengths. When they ask you what are your strengths, if you say, "I'm a perfectionist," they'll be like, "Okay, give us an example of how you are a perfectionist." If you say, "I am an overperformer," okay, How much did you score in 12th? Yeah, if you're an overperformer. So they, you know, anytime you show arrogance or overconfidence, they will check you and they will really grill you. So try not to be overconfident. You're welcome, Vaishnavi. So try not to do that. Remain humble, be quietly confident, be self-assured and confident, but not like, I know everything. Don't do that. Okay. It'll really backfire if you're overconfident. So if they talk about salary expectations, don't discuss your salary expectations or benefits during your introduction, guys. Please don't talk about salary, your role. When they ask you to introduce yourself, don't talk about salary, role, anything like that. Just talk about yourself. This is only for your introduction. You can talk about your salary expectation if they ask you that question. Otherwise, don't talk about it. Yeah. False statements. Don't make false statements or exaggerated claims. Be honest. The reason why I'm saying this again and again, I keep saying this, guys, if you claim something, they will ask you a follow-up question and they will ask for proof. So if you say something bada chada ke and they're like, I'm like this, and they're like, acha, give us proof, then you'll be like, I don't have proof. So then it'll sound really stupid. So don't do that. Be honest in whatever you are sharing, and stay away from discussing controversial or sensitive topics. Stay away from politics. Don't talk about your political ideologies. Don't talk about even something like diversity and inclusivity. Guys, it's become very controversial to talk about it now. So for example, I'm not really sure if you guys are up to date with like the trends in the world. So for example, do you know about gender fluidity? Do you know what gender fluidity is? Do you know about gender identity? Guys, you mar jaoge group discussion mein jaoge, so you don't know all this. You don't know about gender identity, gender fluidity. You don't know any of this. You should know this. They can ask you this in a group discussion. So basically, I'll just give you a gist of it, guys. Gender fluidity and gender identity basically means that there are certain people, let's say me, okay, so I'm born as a woman, right? But I don't identify as a woman. I identify as a man. I think I'm a man, even though I'm born as a woman, even though physically I'm a woman, I believe that I'm a man. So it is gender identity. So I identify as a man. This is like a new thing, okay, all around the world. So you know about LGBTQ, all of that? Yeah, so it falls under that. So LGBTQ is, I think it is lesbian, bisexual, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans. Trans are the people who change their gender. So if a woman becomes a man, she's a transgender, and if a man becomes a woman, transgender. They're changing that gender. LGBTQ is queer. So basically, if you this is important. You guys are adults now, you should know all this now. So one is gender identity, which is, do I believe that I'm a woman, or do I identify as a man, or a man who identifies as a woman? Yeah, so a man who identifies as a woman will start dressing like a woman, he'll start talking like a woman. So all of that. Transgender means that you are actually changing your gender, which sometimes also includes surgery. You are changing your like gender completely, your private parts you're changing. And then there is also sexual preference. That is something else. So sexual preference means, who do you prefer to date? Who do you prefer to be in a relationship with? So gender identity means, do I identify as a man or a woman? Transgender means you're changing your gender, and sexual preference means, do I want to date a man or do I want to date a woman? If I date a man, then I am heterosexual or straight. If I date a woman, then I'm gay or like homosexual. And if I date both man and woman, then I'm bi. So I'm just telling you this because this is like very basic information. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because a lot of companies now practice diversity, inclusivity, and sensitivity. And some companies are legally bound to practice this, which means that if anybody from LGBTQ or, you know, gender identity, gender fluidity, all of this, if somebody from this community joins your company, then you have to be respectful and you can't discriminate against them. So this is company policy also. Okay, so you should know all this. So my point is that everyone can have their personal opinion. So your personal opinion, according to your religion, according to your culture, according to your upbringing, according to your family, you could say this is nonsense. What is this? But you can't say that at work because legally they are bound to respect it. And at work, basically, everyone gets equal respect, irrespective of who you are, who you identify as, who you're dating, whatever. You should get equal respect. So that's what I mean by controversial topics. Don't give opinions, statements about all these things, politics, gender, religion, anything that you feel like is too sensitive. Don't talk about that. Talk about professional things. Sometimes they will ask you if they are basically a jerk and a very difficult interviewer, they may ask you very sensitive questions or tricky questions. Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about gender diversity, inclusivity? You say, be diplomatic, guys. Don't be too honest. Be diplomatic and say that everyone deserves respect. If they are happy with who they are, then it's okay with me. Just be diplomatic, even if you are against it. Yeah, they say, what do you think about the political scenario right now? I'm not very political, but I just want the best for India, and whichever political party works best for India, I'm for that. Diplomatic, no specific answers. Yeah, be safe, be diplomatic, be safe from these kind of interviewers, guys. Okay, just checking the time. Okay, we have 10 minutes. So guys, do you have a fair idea about your introduction? Yeah, I will tell you again, this you can note down, guys. If you want, you can make a note of this. Your introduction should start with your name. It should then say whatever your last designation was, or if you, for example, I am a corporate trainer, you can talk about your designation or who you are. You should talk about the number of years of experience that you have, or if you're a fresher, you can say that. Then you talk about your work experience. Where all did you work? How long did you work there? What was your designation and what were your responsibilities? Then you talk about your highest educational qualification. Then you talk about any professional certification that you have. Then you talk about any achievements that you may have. Then you talk about some relevant hobbies. That's it. Yeah, that should be the chronology. Do we have any questions, guys? We've completed your
today's quiz link.
Sorry?
Quiz link.
Guys, I didn't make a quiz today. You'll get me into trouble. Pooja will scold me. Okay. So, we have covered your professional introduction. Let's go to the next slide. Thank you, Didi.
मिनिमम कितना वर्क एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए अगर हम लोग को मेंशन करना है अपने रेज्यूमे तो?
More than 1 year.
Like जो फर्स्ट जॉब होगा उसका मिनिमम 1 ईयर होना पड़ेगा ना?
होना चाहिए. It should be more than that also. And if it's less than that, guys, if it's less than 3 months, do not include it. सोचो नहीं है experience, ठीक है? If it's more than 3 months, then you should have a very solid reason for quitting the job. For example, if there's been a death in the family, then of course, you had to leave the job. If you were hospitalized, then of course you had to leave the job. So if it's more than if it's like 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, then have a solid reason. Otherwise, if it's less than 4 months, don't even mention it. And generally, companies like it if you have more than 1.5, 2 years of experience. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys. बर्बाद आने थी मेरे को. Okay, guys. So we have discussed introduction. Now let's go to the next question. So normally they start with tell me something about yourself. Then they talk about why do you want to work with us? Why do you want to work with our company? Why do you want this job? So here you talk about the reputation of the company and what you researched. So here is when your research will come in handy, guys. When you went on their website, when you read about them, their ethics, their USP, what are they good at? Then you should talk about that. So you should say that, your company has a very good reputation. You are one of the best players in the market, in your industry. And these are common answers that you can give anyway. Okay, even if you have not read about it, you can always say that I've heard so much about your company. You have really good reputation. You have a good standing in the market. And guys, you can also talk about it if you know somebody who works for the company. You can talk about that also and say, actually, one of my friends works with your company and he's told me such good things about your company that I can't wait to join it. So you can say that also. Then you can also talk about the fit. Remember that I think that this job is a really good fit for me because I have the skills required for this job. And I also relate with the values and ethics of your company. So I think we are a good fit and I'm a good fit for this job and for your company. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, guys, so talk about that a little bit. And then let's take the next question. The next question is similar, that why do you want to work with us? The next question is, why should we hire you? So here, guys, you should read about the job description, the job description and the KRAs. You should know that, and then you tie it up with your educational qualification and your skills. So for example, if the job description says that you will have to work on Excel, you say, I have a certification in Excel, so I know everything about Excel, I'm very good at it. And if the KRAs say that you have to manage a team, you say, in college I used to manage a club, and things like that. And it, for example, it says that you'll have to be a multitasker, then you say, I'm very good at multitasking. I was actually taking 2 courses in college at the same time, so I was managing my time really well, blah blah blah. Talk about a good fit. This is why I keep telling you guys, talk about a good fit. My skills fit the JD and my values and ethics fit your company's values and ethics. You talk about these things, talk about your strengths, and talk about the opportunity and willingness to learn and upskill yourself. So say that I would, when they say, why should we hire you? You say that I really like your company, I like your company culture. But then they can ask you, what do you know about a company? So then you should know about the about us part of the company, right? And then you say that I really like this company, I really like this job, I think it's a good fit for me because I have the skills for this role, and I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. I think I will learn a lot at this job. I've heard that your company gives a lot of learning opportunities. So guys, every company gives learning opportunities, okay? Every company upskills their employees. So say, I've heard this, I went on Glassdoor. Jhoot bol do. You can lie about it a little bit. Say, I researched about your company, I went to Glassdoor, I read reviews about your company, and everyone talks about how there are many opportunities in this company, a lot of learning opportunities, and you upskill your employees. And I love that. I would love to work with a company like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, let's take one more question before we finish today, guys. The next question is, what motivates you? Yeah, so these questions are common questions. What motivates you? Okay, or what are you passionate about? Things like that. So again, you can talk about the values and ethics. Say that, for example, the company value, let's say, is innovation. So say, what motivates me is to have a dynamic work environment where it's not boring and I can use my creativity and I can come up with new ideas. But remember their values and ethics, right? And you are talking about creativity, you're talking about innovation, and say, and I noticed that it's one of your company values, so I'm very happy about that, that you also value creativity and innovation. And you can talk about your goals. Say, that motivates me, my goal is to become so and so, and I'm really driven, I'm very motivated to get there. So talk about these things. And you can also talk about past achievements and say that I'm very motivated, I wanted to be the best at so and so, and I managed to do that. So you are also giving them proof of how you are motivated in the past, whatever you did. And talk about ownership and to be a contributor. Who remembers what ownership means? We talked about ownership in the past, guys, as a value. Do you remember what ownership means? I think Pooja gave me the answer last time. Who remembers? Pooja is not here. Guys, ownership. Gande bachcho, you don't remember anything. Ownership is about taking responsibility. Ownership is like, it's almost like owning something. When you own a house, when you own a car, you take care of it, right? Because it's your own. So considering your company, your business, and your team as your own and taking responsibility for it. So if something goes wrong, you will think of it as your own company and try to fix it. Yeah. And basically taking responsibility for everything. So that is ownership. And to be a contributor means that you are eager to contribute. You want to add value to the company. You want the company to do well. So to have that kind of loyalty and to give maximum value and contribution to the company. So talk about these things when they ask you what motivates you. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we will stop here today. Yeah, we'll stop here. Do we have any questions? Have I answered some of your questions in terms of the interview questions? Yeah. Okay. This is what I want you to do now, guys. We'll meet on Tuesday and Thursday. I will cover other interview questions also. And then I will take your questions also. If you have any interview questions, I'll take them also. But we'll also start practicing. So this is what I want you to do. This is your homework. You can do this tomorrow.
Ma'am, can I ask you something related to LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Like, ma'am, everyone are posting like today is my day one. Like if they are learning something, they are posting like day one, day two, day three. Like it is good or bad to post like that
Oh,
in
it is
LinkedIn?
very, very, very good question, Mohit. This is very, very good. Your LinkedIn is your career footprint. Just like Facebook or Instagram, where you post everything what's happening, LinkedIn is your professional footprint. It's a very, very good idea to be active on LinkedIn and to keep sharing what's happening. Anything new that you're learning, post it on LinkedIn. Because every employer goes to your LinkedIn and they check your LinkedIn, they check your activity, they check how active you are and how serious you are about your work. So it's always a good idea to post on LinkedIn. That's a very good question. Dinesh, you're welcome. Aryan, did you find the feedback link? Okay, guys, if you look at the chat box, you have the feedback link. I never received the feedback. Like are you guys filling the feedback form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, they're not giving me the feedback. So I don't know what feedback you're giving.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
Ma'am, I take a screenshot of feedback form.
Oh, no, you don't have to do that. Don't have to do that because I think sometimes it's confidential. It's okay. Most companies convey the feedback. They let you know that, okay, generally we're getting good feedback and we got one bad feedback. It's this. So they tell you, otherwise it's confidential. Don't take a screenshot, okay? Don't send it to me. But I will ask Pooja for the feedback. Guys, in the chat box, you have the feedback link. You can fill the feedback. There is also the recording link. You can so for example, on Monday, if you miss my session, you can go and watch the recording there. And your homework for tomorrow, for Sunday, is to write down, you're welcome, Aryan, is to write down your professional introduction. Prepare your professional introduction because we will have a session on that. I will try and cover that on Tuesday or Thursday. Everyone will professionally introduce themselves. If not, your submission, your project submission is that you have to introduce yourself on a video. So please start preparing your professional introduction. What is the issue, Dinesh? There is no issue. Your attendance is marked automatically. Okay, guys. Do we have any questions? Anything you want to say?
Thank you, ma'am. It's an awesome session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
That's
you,
so nice.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Sweet dreams, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You're welcome. Dinesh, talk to Pooja. Talk to Pooja about this, Dinesh. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good night. See you on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Monday 6:45 you are closing.
No, Monday 8:30 to 9:30. Tuesday 6:45.
45 to 8:30.
Then Wednesday 8:30 to 9:30. Then Thursday 6:45.
Tuesday you got 2 plus 1.
Yeah. So Monday 8:30 to 9:30. Tuesday 6:45 to 8:15. Then 8:30 to 9:30. Then like that. Only on Tuesday and Thursday 2 classes. Okay, bye guys.
Thank you. Bye.